Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Smith. Well, welcome to Derek's Media Services. Welcome to the part 4 of the webinar. Well, today we have a special guest, Dr. Karyn Harvey. She's a friend, psychologist, and a book author that we know. We're going to be talking about for trauma care and COVID. Can you explain to us what trauma is and helps people to deal with it? You know, like trauma care and all that.
Oh, thank you for that question. You know, trauma sounds like a really serious thing, and trauma is, but the reality is that trauma is a part of life, and it's the hard stuff. It's when someone dies. It's when somebody's mean to you or bullies you. It's when you lose something or someone, just so many things, right? A breakup can be trauma. Trauma is just going through the hard things in life. And for many years, we thought, well, trauma only happens when people go through something absolutely horrible. That's the only time they have trauma. But now we know, actually, a lot of the smaller things that are hard in life cause tough responses, which we call trauma. Some of the breaking up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or getting picked on, or losing a job. These things can be trauma.
Yeah.
Life is hard. Life is good and bad. It's never all good and it's never all bad, right? And there's tough stuff. So the most important issue becomes, how do we get over it? Right? How can we heal? Can we move on? How can we feel better? That's the real issue, because life is hard and hard things do happen. So there's three important parts about healing and being able to move forward. The first thing is, you're not able to really get over the tough stuff that's happened to you or really heal until you feel safe. And you have to feel safe inside of yourself. You have to know that you're okay. You're a good person. You know, sometimes when people have had bad things happen to them, they feel it's because they're a bad person. And that's not true. That is not true. I have talked to many people that feel that way, though. They think because I was picked on in school, that means I was stupid or I was a bad person. But it's not true. It's not true at all. It just means that those kids were horrible and they were doing the wrong thing. Sometimes people are picked on by adults, and it just means those adults didn't know what they were doing and they were completely wrong. Because all humans should be respected. And because bad things happen to you, it does not mean you're a bad person. It means you're a good person who's just been through hell, right? You're a good person. And part of feeling safe is knowing that it wasn't your fault. It was just something you went through, and that you're going to get over it. That you're going to be okay. And then finding a way that you can live that you feel safe and feel comfortable with. So maybe you find you don't like certain types of people. Well, you're going to stay away from those types of people. You know, maybe you find you don't like jobs dealing with the public. So you're going to work at a warehouse, or you're going to work in a different type of job. Because you find out what makes you feel safe, and you can make your life a life you feel safe in. And that's a really important part of healing. Creating the kind of life that you feel safe in. You know, and feeling safe inside yourself, knowing that you're a good person and you're just fine the way you are. Just fine. And you are good, and you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Just be yourself. And try and make a life that you enjoy. So that's a big part of healing. That's number one. Number two is having friends and connections with other people, because the lonelier you are, the harder it is to get over the bad stuff that's happened to you. So if you're all by yourself, You start thinking about the bad things. You start remembering them. You might even dream about it, right? But if you're active and you're engaged with other people, if you are playing bingo online, which I know you do, and thanks to you, lots of people are doing, which is wonderful. If you're playing bingo online with friends, if you're talking on the phone with friends, if you're Zooming with friends, if you're finding ways to connect with people, you're not going to be thinking about all the bad stuff.
Right.
So it's really important to reach out to people, to not be so alone, but to really try to be with other people.
Sure.
You know, and here with COVID, that means phone calls, right? It means maybe Facebook or computer, however it is that you connect with people. It's very important.
Yeah.
Part of healing and kind of getting over the bad stuff is to take charge of your life, right? To decide that you want to move your life forward, that you're going to do something, maybe you're going to learn a new hobby. Maybe you're going to learn how to cook some things you didn't know how to cook before, or try planting some things and gardening. And my husband's all excited. He wants to plant a vegetable garden, which is good because I like vegetables. I'm like, knock yourself out. But I support you. But, you know, whatever it is that you can take charge of your life, start something new, get involved in something, do something. And part of that is making choices, right?
Right.
And right now, a lot of people are having a hard time because they feel like some of their choices were taken away. Yeah. So some people feel like, well, I chose to go to the movies and now I can't choose that.
Right.
Or I chose to go to the mall, right? And now I can't go to the mall. And that's my choice, is to go to the mall. I have a friend that I've been talking to who really likes to go to the bank. He's not even concerned about his money. He just loves going to the bank because he likes all the people at the bank. He knows how to fill out the paperwork. It's just like his thing. Yeah. So, but he lost his job. So his job coach actually helped him, said, I know you're upset that you lost your job, and I know you love, the best part was going to the bank. So he's got a little bit of money, and then he had a little bit of money somewhere else. He's like, well, I can find this little bit of money and I can take this little bit of money to the bank. He found some cash and he took it to the bank, and it made him feel better. So finding ways to still make some choices, to still be able to do some stuff that you want to do, but doing it in a safe way is helpful. Making choices, but making smart choices. But still, you can make choices, even though you feel like, well, my choices are gone. They're not, right? You just have a different path of choices. So maybe you had a broad highway and now you got a little country road, but you still got a road. So we're going to walk down the road anyway, and you can still make choices, because some of the people I talk to are feeling very stuck because they didn't have the choices that they had. They feel now like, I have no choice but to do nothing. That's not true. You can do stuff. You've taught me that, Derek. Why don't you say some of the cool choices you've made? Because you've taught me.
All I have been doing is walking around with my dog and my dad to check the mail. So we did that. So right now we're just getting ready for bingos tonight.
So you put together some bingo parties, a dance party.
A music party, a
music party. He prefers music over dancing.
Well, I love that you guys, you have a sing-along, right? So that you had your dance party with the DJ, and now you have a musician people are singing along with. I love that.
Those things have been great. Doing what you can within the parameters that you have. The kind of new boundaries that we have right now. One of the things that kind of has been a constant theme through each time we have talked is the importance of relationships.
It's
We
everything.
can't, yes. And it helps you heal. It helps you staying connected to people.
Really stress too.
Help your mood on a day-to-day basis. Help you for a feeling of hopefulness. And so I guess the message that I keep hearing is help people connect with the people that they know and care about, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I've been hearing people doing some creative things. One woman was sharing how she's written cards to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, old-fashioned ways of connecting, like getting something in the mail, like, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Isn't that nice? That's so fun. I have another friend that sends everybody postcards.
Mm-hmm.
She's done it for years. You'll get a postcard out of the blue from her, and it's just so fun and wonderful. And she's making a connection in a fun way. And then for me, you know I have to talk to my girlfriends. I have to talk to my girlfriends on a regular basis, and we Zoom and we talk, and you know, it's really nice. And then I have sometimes they will introduce me to another friend, right? So now I'm starting to connect with more people that have had some serious losses, because that's the other hard part of this time. Again, it's trauma, and there's some people who are passing away. And what I found out with relationships, it's not just what you're getting, right? You're getting a lot out of it. But when you give to someone, you get even more. Isn't that the truth?
Yes, it is.
And you don't know what someone might be going through. So you never know when you reach out to someone how much they might need you.
Right.
So it goes both ways.
Yeah.
So true. Very true. Well, so the first thing you talked about was safety, so that people feel safe and are safe. The second thing was about friends, relationships.
Yeah.
And the third thing was about having choices.
Yeah.
Being able to have some control over what happens in your day or your life.
That last point about making choices, what I really love that you just said, Brenda, is it's about having control. And that's so true, because many of us right now feel out of control. We don't know what's going to happen next, right? You watch the news. What happened today? Oh no, now what are they doing? Oh no. We have no sense of control. Everything is very unpredictable. It's all new. Some of it's very scary. But we can control what we decide to do every day. So one thing I've been doing is I've been taking little notes, and these little notepads. Actually, here's my notepad. And in the morning, I'll make a list of things. This is too many things. I have to make less. I overwhelm myself sometimes. But if you can just write down a few things that you want to do that day, that you're going to focus on doing, and you're going to make your day about those things, maybe a project, maybe something you want to make for lunch, maybe someone. I always have 2 or 3 people that I want to contact that day. And then that's my list, maybe 4 or 5 things that I'm going to focus on. I can control that. I can control that. I can say, this is my day. And maybe something else will happen, but I'll be able to get back to these things, and I'll be able to get them done. And then at the end of the day, I feel good. Like, okay, I got that done, and I reached out to this person, and you know, I made this for lunch. They may seem like small things, but they're important to me.
I would just want to thank you, Karyn, for talking to us today. We'll have the webinar 5 sometime soon, whenever. We'll talk about your books one of these times. So.
And the other things that you have created to help people. I think making people aware of those things that are doable, and you've made them accessible to people, can make a big difference in helping them heal or live a life that doesn't have a lot of stress, drama, and trauma.
I like the way you put that, Brenda. Stress, trauma, and drama.
Yeah.